No. Sorry. Wrong guy.
Hey. I didn't realize that Sonny had left, so...
Don't worry, you were perfectly safe. You left a couple guards in the living room, a couple more outside.
Great. What are you doing here?
Jason wanted me to take you back to this place.
Like a Christmas fruitcake that no one wants?
Look, Jerry Jack showed up at the morgue last night to claim Alexander's body. From everything he was saying and doing, it's more and more likely that he is the Balkan.
What happened?
Well, there was an accident. Jerry drove his van off an embankment. They're still searching for the body.
Well, this changes everything, right?
You're being cautious. I agree with him. You should be back at the penthouse.
I mean, if Jerry really did, in fact, bizarrely, you know, survive this crash, I mean, do you really think that he's going to be in any condition to be able to cause anybody any trouble?
Yeah, if somehow Jerry did survive this crash, he's going to be more determined than ever to come and find you.
Poor Jax. I mean, I know this guy's a horrible person, but, you know, it's his brother. It's...
Did you know Jerry?
Not really. I mean, when Jax and I were together a long time ago, he was always the big, mysterious, adventurous brother who was never around. And then I did, in fact, meet him one time, and it was kind of obvious to me that he didn't have an honest bone in his body.
Well, hey, if he is the Balkan and he is dead, then we can put this whole mess behind us.
I hope so, because Sonny and I are finally happy.
All right, well, hey. I'm gonna make sure you get your life back. Then you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing, you know? I thought I wanted to go back to Rome, and now I'm not so sure.
Look, we should be here. Jason's waiting for you.
Just a minute.
Brenda.
Hey!
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you the same thing. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
You haven't heard.
Apparently not.
Why hasn't anyone told him?
Okay, now I'm worried.
I'm so sorry, it's Jerry.
There was an accident last night. We have reason to believe that your brother was killed.
I'm so sorry, Jax.
How did that happen?
He was trying to elude law enforcement. He drove his vehicle off an embankment.
Did you see the body?
No, they're still searching for it.
Yeah, so maybe, you know, it's, maybe it's not Jerry at all. Maybe it's, a mistake.
I can accept my brother's death if it means you're safe. What I'll never understand is how he could try to hurt the people I love, especially you.
I'm gonna send you back to Jason's with the guard. I'll meet you over there.
I don't want to go back to Jason's.
Oh, it's okay. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for reasons I still can't fathom, my brother was targeting you. I need some time to wrap my head around that.
Yeah, well, I just don't want you to blame yourself.
Until we know the dangerous past, I think you should do what Dante says.
Call me if you need me, okay?
Thanks.
Look, Jerry was picking up the body of an Alexander Janacek from the morgue. If he was the Balkan, that means this guy was his son.
What happened?
Jerry had a gun to the morgue attendant's his head. He tried to get Jason to come out. He finally did, and Jerry shot him anyway.
What happened to the attendant?
He made it through.
Good. Just, could you get me his name? I'll pay for his medical for what it's worth.
Jackson, you're not responsible for your brother's actions.
Yeah, I know that. It's just that, he's blood, and I can't get away from that. I just hate to think what might have happened if he hadn't been stopped.
This is why we're insisting that Brenda stay at the penthouse for a while. At least until we find the body, and then we'll know for certain that he has been stopped.
Yeah.
So far, no sign of Jerry's body.
Spinelli's gonna call me when they find anything.
You know, the lines, as blurred as they were to begin with, I mean, they've been completely obliterated at this point. I mean, you're a killer. Murder is one of the worst things a person can do in our society, and you've gotten away with it how many times, and here I am working with you.
What are you talking about? I think I'm the one who's actually taking the risk. You have more access to this organization now than you did when you were undercover. Maybe you're gonna turn around and bust me.
I can't. You can just turn me in for covering up Alexander's death. My badge is in your hands
so
now.
is Michael's future. You got him paroled. He's living with you. I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize that.
Well, I guess we got a stalemate, at least until Michael's parole is complete.
I'm not interested in taking your badge, Dante.
Is Brenda here? I sent her home with a guard a while ago.
She's with Sonny.
Was she off in that house in the woods?
He didn't say, but probably.
Have you seen that place?
Yeah, I actually did a security sweep on it.
It's ridiculous. I mean, he's got that huge place here. Why does he need another place for them in the woods?
Well, that's what he does for her.
What do you mean, like a tradition?
He bought her a cow pasture once.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a cow pasture, but it was an open field with cows. And Sonny decided that he wanted to take Brenda on a picnic, and he bought the land. He nearly gave the farmer who owned the place a heart attack.
You're serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. He walked up to the door, said, I want to buy this land.
Wow. Stretched limo, a couple guards, plus yourself, Sonny in his tailored suit, standing on this guy's front porch, telling him that he wanted to buy his property so he could take his girlfriend on a picnic.
Sonny actually overpaid for that property.
Did the guy even want to sell the place? I mean, did you ask that? No, I doubt Sonny. I said all he wanted to do was take Brenda on a romantic outing, and so he did. He didn't give any thought to who he was stepping on, what random stranger's life he was upending. I mean, what happens if that place was like in a family for decades? Maybe it was going to be willed to his grandchildren.
Why do you care so much about a farmer you never met who made more money than you could ever imagine?
I care because he was bullied. He didn't get the chance. He wasn't allowed to refuse the offer. And the guy who made the offer is my father. You ever think about the people you kill?
Should I call Diane?
It was just a question, hypothetical. I didn't expect you to actually answer it. I mean, we've already covered the fact that I have no power in busting you, and I'm beginning to think I don't have any power to bust Sonny either.
You know what? You could arrest Sonny. You could testify against him. You could probably send him to prison for the rest of his life. But you know what? He would never say a word about what you did to protect Brenda.
Not for Brenda's sake.
No, for your sake. Because you're his son.
Well, what about the people who aren't related to Sonny? I mean, like that farmer or a cop I knew growing up who became an inconvenience, so he died. It's a good thing you were too young to pull the trigger, because I wouldn't be able to work with you. I mean, you've killed plenty of people against me.
So you know what? Talking about this is going to be counterproductive.
No, it's great for me, you know, because I've realized just how much I've compromised myself. I'm supposed to uphold the law. That means I'm supposed to protect people against guys who take whatever they want, guys like Sonny and Jerry.
Well, you can't compare Sonny and Jerry. Jerry is a complete psychopath. He does what he does for fun and amusement.
Yeah, and Sonny kills people when he can't get what he wants any other way. That puts him maybe a notch above Jerry. But not in the dead's eyes or their family.
You know, you might not like what Sonny stands for, but he doesn't kill innocent people.
Yeah, well, Sonny sure is a disaster for anyone who's close to him, and that includes Brenda.
You know what? If that's how you feel, maybe you should tell her that.
I have a conflict of interest. Why don't you tell her?
Me? Why me?
Yeah, because you know why? Because she listens
No, she doesn't listen to me. She doesn't listen to anybody.
Yes, she does. She kicks and screams, but in the end, she does everything you tell her to do. Tell her to go back to Rome.
I would love to, but not until she's safe.
Well, she's not safe. She's not going to be safe with Sonny either, and you know that. He's bad for her, unintentionally, but he messes with her head, and she can't handle it. She's not strong enough.
I know that.
Then talk to her. Talk to him. Try and make this better before it gets any worse.
I am supposed to keep Brenda alive. That's it. That's where my job stops. If you want to do anything more, that's on you.
Yeah, Falconary. Yeah, Sergeant.
Spinelli, what's going on? What do you got?
All right, thank you for getting back to me so fast.
Okay, you know what? Just keep watching the waterfront cameras. If he shows up, that's where he's going to be. Can't find Jerry's body.
Yeah, you were right. He's not dead, and he's coming after Brenda.